This is my reaction video to breaking news. Actress Shay Mitchell, she's saying she doesn't like to say she's Filipino.
Mitchell admitted that she used to hide her Filipino heritage due to insecurities about appearing, quote, too Filipina with tan skin. Also, Filipino singer and actress Lea Salonga has mentioned that she is Mitchell's aunt.
Oh, yeah,
and that the actor's mother is her cousin. So this familial connection has further fueled the debate over Mitchell's recent comments. And Maria, I really want to ask you, how does it make you feel to hear her say she's half Spanish?
Yeah, this has been a conversation in the Filipino community for a long time. And the Filipinos, by the way, the Philippines ruled by the Spaniards for over 300 years. So that's why a lot of us can speak Spanish. There's very big similarities in our languages.
Last names,
very, very Filipino or Spanish. Listen, I'm not going to judge her. I think it's a generational thing. My parents, we assimilate so well as Filipinos because we're very diverse. First of all, physically, we can kind of blend in. We can be Latina, we can be Spanish, we can be Caucasian even in some areas, the mestizas. There was a time where my own parents would say things like, oh, you don't be in the sun, you're going to get way too dark. It's that effects of colonialism.
Wow.
Racism is so complex, as you know. Within the Asian community, even there's racism. So I don't judge her for that. I am proud of our young generation. They embrace it.
Yes.
And in turn, when I was growing up, I didn't have college courses on my heritage of being Filipina. I am so lucky, though, that I grew up in Hawaii. Because that wasn't even an issue. Everyone celebrated everyone's culture. So I didn't even really understand that until I moved here to Los Angeles. So I think if anything, it has brought more attention and awareness. And I think we can be proud of our heritage. I'm a mix as well, but I definitely identify with my Filipino culture.
Yeah, you do. You're proud.
I eat a lot of Filipino food. That's like my go-to.
Yeah.
That's my comfort food. But I also identify with everything else in me. I am part Irish, Chinese, Scottish. I'm Austronesian. My mom has a little bit of Kiwi, so we're all kind of mixed.
Right.
There's nothing wrong with Filipino just because there was a Filipino, like in Northern and Southern California. Years ago, Filipino meant just, it's, people used to say Bic, but Bic just really meant like handsome, or like handsome, like kind of like too handsome. And for a while, people would go Filipino, it's just like sometimes you go S, It was just to release some steam, so people would go more subtly Filipino. There's nothing wrong with. And then somehow it got directed onto like Filipino. Maybe like you need to let out some negativity, so people would just like very subtly go Filipino. And somehow it was like placed upon the Filipino people, and then people felt like Filipino is bad, or like you don't want to be Filipino. But it has nothing to do with the Filipino people. People would just be like, Filipino, But no one uses the word Filipino like that. Nope. Not anymore, Sakus. So, I know here, I'm in Hawaii, and, you Filipino people, Filipinas here, they're great, in Hawaii. And then I guess right now in Los Angeles, it's still like, there's still like the residual, from when people used to use the word as a negative term, or like a way to release negativity. There's still is this residual, residual is still around, But I think if I may, like, what is her name?
With everything else in me, I eat a lot, identify with my Filipino, so I didn't even really. I'm so learned when I was growing up. For that community, it's that effects of sun. You're in a time where Spanish, we can be diverse. We very, very, very big. The Philippines conversation in the Filipino community.
To hear her say she's half Spanish.
Yeah, this has been a conversation in the Filipino community for a long time. And the Filipinos, by the way, the Philippines ruled by the Spaniards for over 300 years. So that's why a lot of us can speak Spanish.
I wanted to know who she is, but she's another. She must be an actress, another actress. Yeah. So another actress is saying, be proud of your heritage, and do not, like I am part, like, Taiwanese, that I'm a Taiwanese American and part Dutch, Some of I used to go to church on Guam, like, Guam sucks, but I'll still say I grew up there. A lot of them are Dutch Americans. They'll be like, good for you, Jimmy, part Dutch. No, part Persian. And then part Persian, but I'm not very in touch with, like, Persian side, so, like, so I could really only say I'm, like, Taiwanese American, Taiwanese and Dutch, part Dutch. Obviously, but, like, once you say you're part Persian, man, I don't speak any Farsi, I don't really eat the food, so it's like I'm like the worst, the worst Persian. So, yeah, I do not deny, but, maybe that's the case with Shay Mitchell. Like, she's like the worst Filipino, like, she just be like, if I admit I'm Filipino, like, I'll just get so much criticism. Like, you don't speak the language, you don't eat the food, you don't know the customs, you haven't really been there, So that is my reaction to this news. It is coming from a Los Angeles television station about the actress, again, Shay Mitchell. Thank you for listening. I'm not in the shadows, Jimmy Chan and Jimmy Chan, your friendly neighborhood Holy Bible explainer reactions to up to the minute is going to go on my C Talks also. Remember, keep the one true God first. Believe in the Lord Jesus.